What's going on, ladies and gents? That's right, we're back here again with another SLA video. Alright guys, if you logged in and you've been keeping up with the anniversary and you haven't missed a day, day 7 just kicked in and we finally got ourselves the, what it says legendary is actually incorrect, it should say mythical first year anniversary celebration transcendent blessing stone selection chest. Now, I've done a video on this. I'm going to show you guys that video again, and we're gonna clip it together, but I do want to show you guys what I plan to choose and what I'm going to choose and that fact that it works. So real quick before I go any further with this, you guys can see on my screen here for my codex, I do not actually have the blessing stone for legendary. That's right, legendary, not mythical, but legendary pulverize, right? You guys can see here, pulverize, it's grayed out. I don't have it. I only have the heroic version of it. That's right, the heroic version is the only one I have now. When I made the original video on what to choose, which again I still stand by this very day, hence why I'm going to link it, a lot of people said, Payne, you should not be able to choose from heroic to mythical. I just want to see if it actually works with you guys here on stream. So here it is right there. I'm going to claim it and you guys can see, bam, thank you, ma'am. We got ourselves a transcendent. Now, if I go here, you guys will see now I should have a codex filled with a transcendent version of it. There it is right there, pulverize, which allows me now to use it. So for those who are wondering, how does it work? And I've been saying this from day one, choices are different than crafting. From a choice, you can go all the way across the board and choose mythical from rare, or hell, you can do whatever you want. See, I don't have it anymore, but if I go to my skills, and I check out my blessing stones, you'll see I can now actually equip it as well too, right? If I go over here, for example, let's just take away, I don't know, weakness detection. You guys can see mythic right there is actually in the blessing stones right there. Boom. All right, guys, so enjoy the video. This one will still make sense. Also, don't forget to support your boy from the support program right over here. Click that support button, get yourself 2 active codes, guys. We have 1,000 essence stones, 500k gold, plus we have ourselves rune fragments and 1 power extract waiting for you guys to pick up. Click that support button, get yourself free codes, and get summoning for Cha, and get your water team ready for hard mode when it comes out. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Now, before we begin on what to choose, let's talk about the best options for you. In general, we're talking about the meta, okay? The meta will always be the same thing. So it's going to be Reawakening is number 1, in my opinion. Nothing would be better than Reawakening. You guys can see the cooldown goes from 20% to 24%. Yes, the 4% does make an impact, especially if you're running into it with intelligence build. It's just furthering your cooldown reduction even more, right? So I would say Reawakening is your number 1 choice. Number 2, this one's a toss up in the air. I say Bloodlust because it goes from 12%, I believe. Or was it 12? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's 12 to 14%, right? So I think that's a pretty big, significant difference. Like if you look here, Bloodlust on Legendary, I have it right there. You guys go 12% to 14%. It's fairly good, so that will also impact your account. So I'll always say Reawakening, Bloodlust are going to be big ones as well too. Another really huge one is going to be Pulverize. Now this is the one I'm most likely going to go for my account. And the reason why I'm doing this, guys, is because I only have Pulverize in the epic version. I have never got a legendary version. You guys can see your 18% break damage increase, and also when you do more, when they're in the break state, you do 18% more damage. But if you go to mythical, right, you're going to see a pretty big difference and big jump in damage and break. So this is going to be especially more, 36%. This is going to be especially important. In my opinion, this is actually even second place over Bloodlust. The 2% difference in defense is fairly nice, but this is going to be even bigger, right? And the reason why it's going to be such a big deal is because breaking is going to be huge in any WOBL, right? Any like 30% to 6% more. It's going to be big in any WOBL. And going from especially an epic all the way to a mythic is crazy. So that's going to be my personal choice. I have never had an opportunity to get the legendary version of this. And not only does Pulverize affect WOBL, but it's one of the best things to carry at all times for BOT, that's Battlefield of Time, or even for POD, right? That's the Dragon. So those are going to be probably the most important ones to carry, especially if you are underpowered. Breaking is even reduced further, so having this available to yourself is going to at least help you break faster, which is going to help you do more damage at the end of the day. So I think Pulverize probably has the second most important stake next to Reawakening. So Reawakening should be number 1. I think Pulverize should be number 2. Bloodlust, we're going to still leave it there as top 5. Sharp Perception is another really big one. So your crit rate going up by 3.5% versus, I believe it's 3% on Legendary. Right. So 6 times there, right? You guys can see that 6 times here, or 7 times here. So another stack is actually going to be massive. Again, this is probably number 3 so it'll be Reawakening, Pulverize, and then Sharp Perception. And again, this was huge because your crit is reduced again when you're underpowered, right? Quite a bit. And especially for things like BOT where you're crit farming, this is going to help you guys continue getting your crits much faster and getting your crits hitting the monster more often. So this is going to be probably number 3. Then I put Bloodlust number 4, and then into it is going to be number 5. Let's just put that in there. You guys can see it's 6 stats increase to intelligence versus legendary, I believe, was 1 more or 2 more. Let me just double check here. Where is it? There it is. 1 more, right? There you guys go, up to a total of 1540 more power. So again, the beauty of having intelligence is a bigger MP pool and of course a lower cooldown reduction on your skill. So this is a big one, okay? So those are the other ones I would choose. And then lastly, this is up to you on this one. Bloodlust, of course, I mentioned, definitely put that in there as one of your options, is going to be weakness detection. Because at this point in the game, we're pretty much fighting everything with a weakness element. There's really nothing without a weakness element, and you should pretty much have the proper units plus weapons for a weakness element. So it goes from 20% to 24%, and that's a pretty big jump. So that's another huge one there. So those would be probably the most popular ones. Couple honorable mentions. Some of you guys said you may go for Wolf Assassin because of the new weapon for the water weapon. I have yet to see what the total skills are for the water weapon, like in person with the percentages. So this is an honorable mention. If you plan to go for the weapon, I wouldn't choose it just because of this skill, but if the weapon is a big deal to you, this one might be something that some of you guys may go for as an option. Another really big one is going to be Double-Edged Sword, of course, increasing your attack power by 4.5%, and then stacking up to 4 times. That's a big one as well too. Some people may decide to go with Boss Slayer because of the 29% rather than the 24% from the elemental detection or weakness detection, but that's up to you. I don't like the fact that the cooldown reduces by 20% for dash, but it is a bigger percentage and it does work more on bosses. And let's be real, we all struggle with bosses, not with enemies, right? So I'd say those are probably the biggest ones, guys. If I'm missing one, let me know, but I choose wisely here. My biggest suggestion to you guys is choose what you have out of the metas the lowest rarity for, right? Sorry guys, still drinking my water in the morning. So for example, like Reawakening is a 4% increase, yes, but if you have Legendary, you're only going to get a 4% increase, right? That's the only thing. If you have an epic version of it though, that's a way bigger deal, right? You're going from 12% to 24%. That's double. So that's a big deal. So any of the ones I mentioned, guys, if you have them all sitting around heroic, I call them epic, but heroic, that's the one you choose. All right. If the rest of them are legendary, you're in a good spot. It's min-maxing and legendary. But when you go from heroic all the way up to mythic, it's double almost the amount. Actually, it is double the amount every single time almost, right? I think actually it is every single time, not even almost. It is. So definitely go like 18 to 36, right? What is this? 2 to 3.5. So again, almost double, right? That's why I was saying almost. 7 to 14. So that one is double. So you guys can see the big impact Mythic will have on your account. This is absolutely what you want to go for. Now, I normally would have gone for Intuit, because I believe I only have a rare version of it. Or no, sorry, I have a heroic version of it. Where is the heroic? Right here. There it is, right? But honestly, at this point, breaking is way more important to me because I know how much I've struggled with breaking before, and that's the one that's going to push me over there. So I'm going Pulverize. Let me know in the comment section what you plan to go for. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.